All right, cool creatures. We are here to look at a little bit of our math. So we're reviewing the math terms from page 4 of our sheet today, just to go over some things. I know you've been working on this, but we want to circle back and review and take a look. So the first thing we're going to look at today is our tree diagram. So it's a diagram that shows all the possible answers. This should look familiar, not just from math, but also because we've done some mind mapping like this. So we start off with the idea of an apple. And let's say that our possibilities are red, green, and yellow. So we would have a red apple, a green apple, a yellow apple. So combining the words, the colors, and this particular fruit. So it's just a way of mapping out our possibilities here. So nice and simple, a good way to kind of organize our thoughts as we're working through some of our problems and we have to look for some possible answers. Our next term is division, and that's to separate into equal groups. In a moment, we're going to go a little deeper into this, but we know that it's the opposite of multiplication. Multiplication is when we put things and take all those separate equal groups and put them into one big group and get that bigger number. Division is when we take that bigger number and separate it out into equal groups. So we're going to look at that a little bit more closely in a moment. Now let's break down some of our terms, some of the language that we use. So division sentence, it's a number sentence using the division sign. So that's this right here. There's some other possible ways to write it that we're going to be looking at. Now you'll notice that I circled parts of the problem in different colors. So my red here is the dividend. That's the number being divided. That's always going to be your bigger number in a division sentence. The dividend, it has to be bigger because we're breaking it up into smaller parts. Then we have the divisor. That's in pink here. The divisor is the number that is doing the division. So I remember divisor does the division. So it's breaking that bigger number into smaller parts. And then we have our quotient. I have it circled here in orange. Quotient, that's our answer. All right, so quotient is answer. Let's take a little bit of a closer look at some division here with our dividends, our divisors, and our quotients. So we're going to choose a problem here. And let's do 7. Let's choose some numbers actually. Let's choose 7, 3, and 21. So we have some numbers. Now these have to go in, at least part of it, a specific order. All right? 2 of them can swap places. One of them has a job. One of them has to always be our dividend. One of them always has to be our dividend. And we remember that our dividend is always our bigger number. So we're going to put our dividend in, and that has to be 21. And then we're going to put in our division sign. Now, our divisor could be 7 or it could be 3, and our quotient could be 7 or it could be 3. So, in this particular case, let's choose our 7 for our divisor. We're going to put in our equal sign, and 3 is going to be our quotient. These two can switch. 21 divided by 7 is 3. 21 divided by 3 is 7. So we're going to notice some patterns like that happening through our division sentences. But the bigger number always has to be the dividend. The divisor and the quotient can switch, and it'll still be a correct division sentence. All right, so that's something really important to remember. Now we've talked about our inverse operation. So inverse operation is the opposite. So inverse operation The inverse operation of division is multiplication. The inverse operation of multiplication is division. So this shows itself really well. So in our fact families, we can come up with 4 problems using these 3 numbers showing our inverse operation. So remember, inverse means that opposite. So let's go ahead and set up our fact family. All right, so our fact family here, if we're using the numbers 7, 3, and 21, we know that 7 times 3 equals 21. 3 times 7 equals 21. Now let's do the inverse operation. We'll do our division. 21 divided by 3 equals 7. 21 divided by 7 equals 3. So that is our fact family. That is our fact family. All right. This goes into our idea, our other term of related facts. Fact families are related facts. They are facts, math facts, and in this case multiplication division facts, that use the same numbers. So these are also our related facts. So think of related like, well, a family. We have a family of numbers here, 7, 3, 21, and they can change up their jobs a little bit. Sometimes 21 is doing the job of being divided. Sometimes 21 is doing the job of being the answer. So they are related. They are part of a family. All right, so we have our related facts. We've gone over our tree diagram and our terms for our division. All right, we're going to talk about partition in another video. That's the last term on this page, and I want to devote a little bit more time to that. So you'll see that video on Monday. All right, cool creatures, I love you dearly, and I will see you soon in our Zoom session. Bye-bye.